Okay, so what I've got is this pit bull that got dropped off a week ago. So we're a week into it. But it's a hinky dog. It came in screaming like a banshee, scared to death of the other dogs, practically getting itself killed with its high-pitched screaming. So, but if you said, I'm systemically giving the dog behaviors, some mystifying, magical whispering, that's helping it understand not to be afraid. I mean, it's nothing like that. If you said, well, it's like sports, as we're doing, yeah, sports does build confidence. It's a very athletic dog. We are getting control of it in mode. All right, let me get on Facebook here. Oops. In the sweater. And these things are big babies. Something. If you said, why do people like them? If you really want the truth, it's one. A lot of people they like the look. They don't understand the terrier part, but they will play the affable card, meaning they'll wiggle and act friendly. And so, what do you mean, kind of like a used car salesman? Kinda selling that stuff, and everybody's buying it. So it's just they do it as a breed. Um, yeah, quite a bit. And if you said, well, what if it wiggles, it acts excited? Do I just start petting it? Okay, hang on. No, you remain indifferent to that because if you said, well, I'm just going to reward it for doing nothing, it's going to wiggle up to you for about 10 minutes and then it's going to be gone. Okay, let me fill this pool up. So, you know what? Yay! Yay! He's on this platform is the venue. The venue where we perform our tricks. All our little stage acts that we do. So I have it all wet. Watches my every move. I, on the other hand, watches every move, but I actually do have another. This pool is terrible. Uh, I do watch his every move. I just don't seem to. So that's what you've got to, Sharon. You're watching this dog even when you're not watching it. This is a way, and you've got to do it systemically. And I think you understand now why everything when the dog comes up to you. I mean, it hurt you. You're gonna have to make up for that with indifference, even disdain. I want you to get up in the middle of the session. If this thing is bored, looking around at anything else, and go back in the house and leave it to itself. Let it know, you know, you better appreciate me. I'll leave you in a minute. Yay! Yay! Oh, he crushes in his sweater. So I'm just think, I think we need to have a whole thing in the ebook. You've got to really make your body movements if you want to speak extremely fluent body English. If we said, now we've got the dog on that, it is reading my body English, I'm helping it. I'm augmenting it with this verbal and stuff, but now it's reading my body language. So if there's or it's that complex, it's ridiculous. It is like people. If you said, well, I can just sit there and have a conversation, not me. I already, yay, yay, already, and I'm just going to record naturally. So I added the yay, but not the food. But then now I'm going to run over and do it. But I want you to, if you're gonna be, there's gonna be a deliberateness about your, I understand that. If you're gonna really have them watch you, now he's watching my hands. And if you said, well, okay, so it's watching my hands, now where do I go with that? You just sync the hands up with the eyes. It's not easy. Now you see why it's so hard, why nobody can do it. Well, these, trainers or whatever, they don't just want to invest the time. That's what it looks like to me. Based on the work, normal training. They'll just go out there with the prong collar and start saying, I've rehabbed the pit bull. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. With no demonstrable behaviors. If you tell me a dog is, I say, where's the demonstration? If Carlos came back right now and said, I could at least put on a small demo, of behaviors that it's going to continue to do. That's what these broth birds just, like Caesar Milan. This is what he does. I like this. Back kicks him. Who does that? I mean, it's just beyond me. It's got a lot of velocity going, so it's all the momentum is going that way. If you said, well, it slowly kind of creeps up there, well, you're not doing a good job. So I think this is what with Phoebe maybe, Sharon. To be able to get her back up. He comes off there. I'm going to see if I can get him back up there from here. So now you want to kind of push it towards the platform with the pager. He like kind of turned in midair. You're just controlling the velocity very concisely. There's a concise ending, and if you said, oh, here we go. Well, if you said, what's next? Oh, possible sweater unraveling. Oh, hi, Mike. Hi, Cindy. All right. Yeah. If you're starting out like that, then you can say to work with me here. If you're getting it on a leash, it's very painful. Are you ready? No, there's no are you ready. It's just an occurring yay, 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 yay. So I knew he would look at me if I said that. So that's going to be, and if he said what's going to happen, I don't know if you've seen that chocolate one, Brody. He just lays down all the time. In the slightest absence of knowing what to do, he lays down. And that's what you'd, if you said, well, we're both good handlers. Not from what I saw. You're right up there with everybody else, and you're going to have to fight your instincts to knee the dog and do these things like this. You have to say to yourself, it's completely ineffective, so I'm going to have impulse control and tell my knee not to knee the dog. That's the biggest joke in dog training. They teach them impulse control. People can't even control their impulse. If you said, I'll never knee it again, your knee the whole time you're here, Carlos. Oh, it's awful. Carlos knows. have to have a little platform, and you need to have one in the house too. You know, if you're gonna go out and get a pit bull, I'm sorry. You know, that's what I tell people. Yeah, I mean, you better be ready to invest in a lot more training as this dog gets older, Carlos. You said nothing goes wrong. Apparently, 6 people have been killed in the last 2 months by pit bull. You know, it's not that there's nothing to it. You know, they're predatory. That's, you know. If you said, well, I'll show you those vicious little terriers killing those rats. I mean, oh yeah, that video made the rounds on Facebook a couple years ago. I understand now everything gets recycled. A couple years from now, I can change the title of Labrador father to Labrador mother. Only one person noticed the dog. No, 2 people out of 1.25. Only 2 people noticed that. How could that be the father? What about the rest of them? No, they don't seem to notice. Okay, so I want to get him picking stuff, him, you know, some sort of utility purpose. Oh, he's trying to get his sweater off. How absolutely awful. Already, you know, I think with one like this especially, I'm already letting him know. Don't even try to be taking my stuff. And if you said, I still think about that one guy that came. That's why I don't let people come anymore. Some woman was really, if I'm going to let you go, you're busy. If you said, why did you even answer your phone? I did it by accident on that phone. I was trying to get rid of her, and we answered it. And she, oh, we want to stop by. Oh, when? Sunday afternoon? I just don't even do that anymore. That one guy, and he was elbowing Shoe Bottom, remember? And I said, stop elbowing those dogs. And he couldn't do it. I'm away from you right now. And if dogs are mirroring what you do, that would make it shoved back into me. You know, if you don't have any ability to be indifferent to things, you're probably not going to be successful with it. Well, not you, Carlos. I understand you can master anything. You know, and I'm a little concerned. I don't want you just to say, well, he didn't suit our purpose, because I am going to be mad at you then, Carlos. And I'm going to say, you put me through having to, my work. And now you don't even have to. Carlos is like, oh my God. This is like a soap. Okay, so what I've got is these things. The items that we want him to pick up. So I'm going to get my treat ready, and I'm understanding that his reaction is going to be, you know, if you said, well, what, could he learn to get rats? They have some barn hunts where they apparently put these rats in a tube and hide them in there and find them. Yeah, so they're still encouraging it. Good at that. That's pretty good. Oh, he's an absolute little puppy genius. I'm not reaching out. I'm not petting him. I'm not telling him to sit. Ideas. They don't keep doing stuff. They just run away. He said, what about you? What do you do? The same thing. Oh, yeah. You kidding me? You know, I didn't invent block on Facebook. Facebook figured that out after the first day. That's the people, we put up walls. He's a little sweater shaker. All right, let's just do another drill so I don't have any reaction. Yay. He's so dying for me to be happy with him. Say yay, his expression is, okay, I need to make a mental note. What did I do? What did I do? And that's what you want. Oh, he's a good little dog, Carlos. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I just know how people are. I love it. You know, she was a good little dog. I would have taken her. The hair, I know, was just awful. I know she was very destructive, but they are a pain in the ass. So are these, though. You know, I'm not having any reaction to him leaning on me. I'm certainly not trying to shove him away. He's concluding that's not working at all. Snuggle bugs, though. That bull terrier sleeps in the bed. Oh, it's a big snuggle bug. If you said, why, it's lovable. No, it gets cold. And so it uses you. I swear. That's what it does. All right, let me get my treats ready. But, you know, he's going to be pushy if you're not careful. You know, he's going to, one hand, be a big chicken liver, and the other, you know, they're subject to extremism if you're not careful. You know, you don't want that. You're always striving sort of for some kind of middle ground, leaning more towards a servant's heart. He's my butler, just he's my butler. No, he'll be ready to get the keys by tomorrow. Okay, so what we can try, I remember now what I did yesterday was I got him to take one time. But then when I tried, what I did was then I kind of bolstered my movement to the flat platform with the pager, which sort of ended up in the dog's mind trumping getting to the platform became more important than picking up the thing. So I know not to do that again. I think you've got to say to yourself, you know, it would be foolhardy not to say, you know, some breeds have faster reflexes than others, you know, and these have fast reflexes. So if you said, what's the fix? The fix is that we've got this collar, and please, Carlos, go online. You need the 280C. This dog is going to need the stronger collar. Please have this collar ready. Don't call me and tell me and come to pick this dog up. Even though he's standing on me. Don't come to pick it up and say the collar will be here tomorrow. Uh-oh, he sees the squirrel. You see, he's fighting him. So he's on the platform. No, that's going to go a long way to helping him be more confident. If he was just standing out here, waiting for me to correct him, I mean, anyway, I'm getting this other little dog. See, this girl's probably my oldest client. She knew me. The dog that she had was out of board I ever had, a dog named Igor von der Minkwelly. It was a Schutzen 3 dog. It was V-Ration. It was a nice dog. And this was the son of that dog. He stood up a long time ago. That was maybe in the 80s. Anyway, so she's got this other rescue dog that's, surprise, got all these problems. Problems are. So, anyway, if you're still there, oh, hi, Alice. Let me do some pager leash work. That's where you need to start doing that with Sophie. And you've got to understand if there was just an invention, a pager leash, and how does it work? Well, you hook the leash on this thing and push these buttons. If you said what? Because people are weak handlers. Alice, God, if we could only find, I know how hard it is to find somebody, girl. These people don't want to learn. They don't want to take the time. You know, it just kills me that you spent all that money. Stupid Tom Rose. I don't even like that guy. I don't like their e-collar work. Let's put it that way. If that should get her away from me. Keep her away. Alice is like, oh no. Oh yes. Especially for service dogs. You're gonna have to, the capacity of these handlers to effectively use a prong collar is very, very, very low. If you said, what's their skill level? I've assessed the minimal skill level that they can have is able to push a button. All right, let me just grab a leash real quick so I can show you the important way to do it too. So. So, I'm not using the e-collar on leash at all. I said, how does that work? How is that translating to off leash then? So, bottom line, you've got to be able. I can't read this else. I've got this thing strong. It falls. I don't want someone that thinks. I know they all know. I tried to tell some girl, be careful about me